So they've been lying. I mean, I think we can say that, and who knows why? But that really is the question. Why? Why haven't we heard this before? It's a huge deal. It could change our perception of our place in the solar system, in the universe, really. Why hasn't anyone come forward with this prior to this coming June? It's a huge deal. It could change our perception of our place in the solar system, in the universe, really. So they've been lying. I mean, I think we can say that, and who knows why? This coming June. So they've been lying in December, and it had a provision in it that started a 180-day countdown for the government to tell us everything the government knows about UFOs. That would include classified UFO sightings. Now, John Ratcliffe, who was the director of national intelligence, has said the report will have massive implications.
The report will have massive implications. Okay, now think about it. You've been lied to. We've all been lied to. You've been lied to. Your mother, your father, your grandfather, your grandmother. Depending on how old you are, possibly your great-grandmother, your great-grandfather. For generations, we've been lied to. No need to candy coat it, right? Misdirection, disinformation, misinformation, lies. And now the government says, oh, whoa, we're going to be transparent. We're going to give you a report. So I don't know, guys. I don't know if I'm buying it, but I'm going to hope for the best. And we're going to break this interview down today. Here we go.
Well, thanks very much, Tucker, and thanks for drawing attention to this issue. I think it could be profound and transformative, as a former DNI, John Ratcliffe, suggested.
Very interesting choice of words there, profound and transformative. Now, if true, okay, like I said, I'm going to try to, stay a little bit positive here. If true, then cool. But again, I do not trust our government. Keep in mind, okay, the report is going to the Intelligence Committee, and then they're going to filter it, okay, and probably hide, 50% of what's in there, and then the public will get to see what is remaining from that report.
Because in 1970, when Project Blue Book concluded, they concluded and told the American people, we don't see any evidence of technological breakthroughs beyond anything that we can do ourselves. We don't see any evidence of a threat to national security. I don't think they can honestly say either of those things in this case.
Okay, now I think that is probably one of the most important parts of the interview. He talks about Project Blue Book and how, they're like, nothing to see here, everybody go home, whatever, nothing to see, right? Move it along, because there wasn't a threat to national security. They couldn't really find, which is bullshit, we know, but they couldn't really find, basically any advanced technology. Going back to the 40s, 50s, whatever, Roswell, we can go back as far as you want. But now they're realizing, hey, something is flying around our skies that is outmaneuvering our most advanced military technology. We better pay attention.
And as people begin to digest that, and they are going to address this at an unclassified level, so that'll be a public statement, I think that's going to raise a lot of questions and send some shockwaves.
So they've been lying. I mean, I think we can say that, and who knows why? But that really is the question. Why? Why haven't we heard this before?
They've been lying. Why haven't we heard of it before? Well, I mean, again, like we talked about earlier, it's disinformation. They want to weaponize it. A lot of just very powerful people out there would be put into a vulnerable, position because they've lied to us. I mean, again, think about how many times presidents, generals and military officials, government officials have come to the public and said, no, there's nothing. You're all crazy. Nothing to see. Meanwhile, okay, they have $22 million projects funded by our tax dollars so they can lie to us, okay? So it would be a breach of trust. I mean, this is the biggest cover-up in human history, okay? Nothing touches the UFO topic when we're talking about lies and deceptions, okay? Then they're going to weaponize it, okay? We know that. I mean, Dr. Stephen Greer talks about this. Whatever technology is out there, they're going. Maybe America won't, who knows? But another country, I guarantee you, will weaponize that technology.
He concluded and told the American people, we don't see any evidence of technological breakthroughs beyond anything that we can do ourselves. We don't see any evidence of a threat to national security. I don't think they can honestly say either of those things in this case. And as people begin to digest that, and they are going to address this at an unclassified level, so that'll be a public statement, I think that's going to raise a lot of questions and send some shockwaves. It's a personal choice, perhaps, but that's not what you want in the intelligence community.
No, it's totally negligent and reckless, actually. Do you think that we'll find the government has physical evidence of these vehicles?
We may.
Okay, right here, he's about to say we may, but I don't want people to get too excited. I don't want people to be disappointed because, again, it's going to go through a bunch of government filters. Okay, it goes to the intelligence community first, not the public. They filter it, they hide the truth most likely, and then we get the little crumbs left over.
I do want to temper expectations a little bit. The request from the Congress is not to release classified information, but to review all of the.
Okay, right here, you have to look at Tucker's face when he says the request is to review all the information, and then, you can trust us, although we've lied to you for decades. Now look, whatever, look at Tucker's face right here.
Classified information, regardless of source, and then render an unclassified judgment based on that review. So it's not going to be a big document dump. It's not going to be revealing necessarily new videos or anything of that nature, but they will be reviewing all of the information if they do this in the manner that it's been requested, and then they're going to have to also have to address who's in charge, how are we going to manage this issue going forward, who do we think is behind this, are there any technological breakthroughs here that we should be concerned about. So there's a lot on the plate, and I think it is going to be a big deal.
Man, it's just so frustrating. I wish they'd just be honest about everything. They're still hiding material from the Kennedy assassination almost 60 years ago. It's really remarkable. Chris Mellon, I appreciate you've done so much.
Now, did you hear what Chris said? It's not going to be a big data dump. We're not going to get any video. They're going to take it. Don't worry. You can trust us. And then once we figure it all out, we're going to let you guys know. I mean, I'm sorry, but that's a very disappointing message to me, because I thought it was, at the beginning he says, transparency, it's going to change the way we look at the world, but then he kind of walks it back a little bit.
Information, regardless of source, and then render an unclassified judgment based on that review. So it's not going to be a big document dump. It's not going to be revealing necessarily new videos or anything of that nature, but they will.